Welcome, sport fans, to another edition of Half Baked Sports. As always, I'm your host, Josh. I've got Chuck here on my left, and over here we've got John and Kendall.
Hey.
So we basically got the whole crew minus one, and unfortunately, the honorable mention James, he's working the oil fields today. Sorry, James, but we'll try to get you next time.
Hey, James, stay where you at. We have better shows when you're not here.
We keep you in spirit, man.
He will.
All right.
He will.
So right now, we're approaching. Tomorrow is week 8. We've already saw the first game where the Minnesota Vikings definitely played a great game against the Washington Redskins.
But I have to say this. Washington really played too bad, except for the turnovers by Keenum. And one of them was suspect. One of them, he should have protected the ball a little bit better. But I didn't see. I saw Washington getting better.
I did. Outside of the turnovers, they have to protect the football. You cannot expect to win football games when you turn the ball over. So if they can get that protection done, I agree. I saw some improvement out of Keenum. They got that running game going.
I will say this: Adrian Peterson showed up that game,
and I was like,
show up that game.
I saw that,
and I'd like to see how they finish out this season. I don't want them to roll over for draft picks.
Anybody.
I think that's weak. But unfortunately, that's also the nature of the business too. So,
Josh, you did mention the interception. It wasn't Keenum's interception; it was Haskins' interception.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Good point. Well, I mean, you're down 10. You have to throw the rookie and give him a chance. And I have to admit, Haskins actually held his own. I mean, he made a few rookie mistakes, but I mean that's to be expected.
But I think if they play him for the rest of the season, he is their starting quarterback next year.
Oh, potentially, yeah. If he gets his reps in, and of course Keenum's going to have to go to somewhere as a backup. But
moving him again.
No.
Hold on. He don't have to go as a backup. He can go to Miami and start.
But I don't see him improving enough. When you put all that weight on his shoulders, you can see him trying to do too much, and that's where the mistakes come into play.
Okay. All right.
I think that he needs a chance to. He needs somebody to groom him and mentor him into the position. And right now, I can't think of one team that's got the.
I don't know anybody that's
the head coach, offensive coordinator. Yeah, combo that would be good for him at all.
I don't see that either. I think Case Keenum is going to be a journeyman backup quarterback for the rest of the season.
Yeah, unfortunately, at this point, that's it. He's been in the league for what, 7 years now? At least 5.
He played for many teams.
8 years.
Many teams.
So anyway, hey Keenum, we love you. We love your enthusiasm and your drive. Unfortunately, you got to protect that ball. But we're rooting for you. If you can land a starting job, we're going to be rooting for you.
Play your ass off.
But we digress. This has been a little bit of a long introduction. A little bit too long of an introduction. The first thing we're going to cover here is the NFL power rankings. Do we agree?
That's what I want to talk about right now.
So right now, the NFL has top dog, New England Patriots, 7-0. And granted, I know that we've talked about their level of competition earlier on was basically non-existent. They were basically, week 1 they basically played a battered or a struggling Pittsburgh team because
I'm gonna say it this way
with AB and Bell out. That was at least 50%, if not more.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it this way, and I guarantee you, it backfired on the Eagles coach. But everybody on this table is going to say New England deserves to be number 1 in power rankings. Guaranteed.
I have to agree. Chuck? Yep.
Check.
See? Got one.
No, New England. Even with that weak schedule, they're coming through. They're playing, and now they've got Mohamed Sanu as a wide receiver. And then of course if they can get somebody else off of the waiver wire, or if Josh Gordon finally gets healthy,
he's on IR.
But anyway,
but I go this route here. This is the only thing I'm gonna say about it. No matter who you play, they put their best out there. The Bills damn near beat them. They beat themselves. That's the only reason they lost that game. So the Patriots could easily be 5-1.
The
Bills they could easily be 5-1. But right now, they're the only undefeated team right now. So besides San Francisco,
San Francisco's the other one.
But they're the only undefeated team in the AFC, and they earned that. And I will give Tom Brady and the crew they props.
All right,
there we go.
Went a little too long. Number 2, New Orleans.
I agree.
I agree because even though, for the simple fact, Breeze is out, they are holding strong with the backup.
I'm going to agree.
Yeah, I have to agree as well. Look, nobody expected Teddy Bridgewater to come in and step in, and I think that's really kind of.
Hold up, that's wrong. I did. I did say this, and
Chuck
can tell you,
I'm not
this.
talking about everybody here. I'm talking about everybody in the football. They were like, "Oh, Breeze is out. Teddy's not going to be able to hold the helm," but he has.
Extraordinary job.
Yeah, ever since he came in, they dropped that one game where Breeze went out against Rams. Mm-hmm. They've won every game since. They've only dropped one game. They definitely deserve that second spot. There could be arguments for San Francisco going up to second, but I think that right now San Francisco is right where they need to be at third. What do you say?
San Francisco at third. Yeah, for right now.
For right now, Kendall?
I wanted to beg to differ. That's why I was so undecisive about New Orleans. But the way we are there, they are number 3 right now.
You think they should be number 2?
I want to say that, yes.
I can say there are arguments
because they had a bye week. This is why they are.
I don't think the bye week is really in play here. It's just a matter of competition level at this point.
I think they should be number 4. And the reason I say that, I think they should be number 4. I'm gonna go by quarterback play. Tom Brady, balls to the wall, off the charts. Bridgewater came in off the bench, kept his team. He's 6-0.
Holding the fort down.
Green Bay.
Oh, you're going against them?
No, okay. I'm going against them. I think they should be behind Green Bay right now because the defense is playing solid. Green Bay's defense is playing solid. The quarterback play between Aaron Rodgers and Garoppolo, Aaron Rodgers got him beat.
And that's even with Aaron Rodgers.
Therefore, I'd say that's why they should be lower
Aaron
than
Rodgers'
higher.
Gameplay. See,
he did struggle in the first 2 weeks.
Right.
We have to acknowledge that.
Yeah. I will say,
but Garoppolo has struggled all 6 weeks.
Right. To me,
to a point.
To me, I think.
You take a look at some of those.
Hold up. We over talking.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
I think Baltimore should be third. Truly, honestly, because Baltimore has a complete team. Because, see, when Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing well, the defense held them, but then Aaron Rodgers was making mistakes. Mm-hmm. I think they lost to Dallas.
But ask yourself this question. Dallas. Who has the better record? Aaron Rodgers and crew or Lamar Jackson and crew?
Well, now we're getting off topic.
No, we're not getting off topic because the quarterback play is one thing, but your records are this. But now you got an undefeated team and a 1-defeat team versus a 2-defeat team.
We've already acknowledged that the win-loss ranking can be deceptive because when you're playing New England or Pittsburgh in week 1 and 2, I mean that's different from playing Miami and the Jets. Yeah. So let's not get we don't want to hold to a power ranking based on. Right. On record, because let's also consider who they play.
Well, right now, Green Bay is ranked number 4, and we have a half and half.
And so, look, let's just roll right into number 4. Right. And I agree, Green Bay. There is argument that Green Bay could go up to 2. I think that I think he's in 4 primarily because he did struggle in those first few games. Although they did win, and plus they drop a game to somebody.
I know they lost to Dallas, right?
Who, Green Bay?
Didn't they lose that game to Dallas?
So I can't even remember who they won and beat.
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't remember the bad games, but everybody know the good games. No, Green Bay did not lose to Dallas.
Or did they lose to Philly? Because they got Detroit. They beat Oakland. They beat Detroit, I think.
They beat Detroit.
Dallas, Philly.
They beat Oakland.
They beat Denver. Minnesota would be the only one that potentially.
That's the one they lost.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one they lost.
And that was because that would have been right because that was Minnesota's offense was already set and Green Bay's offense was struggling. But we can validate that later. Yeah. But there is argument there. I think that you could switch.
Here's my favorite one: Minnesota at number 5. Yes or no?
No.
I think there's argument that you can move Minnesota.
They
up to
won
4,
3 in a row,
but. I don't know. I think that
I think they're right at number 5.
I think they're right at number 5.
So you will say Minnesota is better than Baltimore?
Yes.
You would say Minnesota's better than Baltimore?
Run game.
Based off the offensive line.
Based off the last 3 games, I say Minnesota's better than Baltimore.
I'm not going based off I'm based off what you've seen in the season till now. You're saying
Minnesota and I'm basing it off the last 3 games.
Baltimore's been competitive all games.
And they have not won all games.
They have only lost by a couple of points. Minnesota has lost by more.
It doesn't matter how many points you win by. It's win the game.
Well, no, I disagree. A lot of times that should be taken into consideration because if you're not beating these games like you should by 10 or more points, I know that's sometimes an offensive strategy. You keep the games close and you run out the clock, but we should take in consideration the points per game.
Okay.
I think that's a valid point. But either way, I mean, there's an argument. I can see the argument for dropping them. I can see the argument for keeping them there. I definitely think that they're a team to watch. I don't know what it is about Cousins.
Minnesota's power ranking is based on which Kirk Cousins shows up.
And there is a discussion.
And right now, 3 games in a row, putting up the numbers he put up, you got to give him his props.
You got to give him
when he start falling,
now
then
look,
you call him out.
You also need to understand, though, that there seems to be a trend with him on primetime games. That's where the pressure gets to him.
Right.
During regular games, in the regular slots, he seems to be fine. Obviously, they did okay on Thursday night, but because of that Washington defense, they were still in it.
Oh, I'm gonna say this here: when his wide receiver called him out, he showed up, and he still has showed up every time. He did it with one of them, not both of them. So therefore, I can't put this on just on Kirk Cousins. I think the whole team showed up.
Let him finish, and let's move on.
I'm saying what I'm saying was with the production of Minnesota for the past 8 weeks and Baltimore 8 weeks. Minnesota shouldn't be that high because, first of all, Seattle outplayed them. Dallas outplayed them. I don't like Dallas. And I would say that.
Did they beat them?
All right.
We're not talking about that. We're talking
about. Let's do it.
Did they beat them?
Hey, look. Let's go ahead and try to get through this quickly because we're definitely spending way too much time on each individual.
Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and do this. You disagree with Minnesota being at number 5.
Yes.
Take a look at the next 3 teams because there were ones that you mentioned. Seattle, Dallas,
yes,
and I don't like this one, but Kansas City at 8.
Exactly.
I think Kansas City should drop. They, especially since the next 2, they should be behind the next 2, Houston and Baltimore.
Yes.
Baltimore should definitely be higher than that. They're at 10.
Yeah.
Where would you put Baltimore since that seems to be
hold on, just say it right.
No, everybody gets a chance.
No, give them all 4. Dallas, Kansas City, Houston, Baltimore.
That's what I did.
He just literally said that.
My bad. I'm sorry.
So Baltimore should be number 5.
Number 5, and then just shift everybody else down?
No,
or does Minnesota?
Seattle should be above Minnesota.
Okay.
Dallas and Minnesota should be around both at number 7. Kansas City should drop all the way down. Like
should Minnesota be under Dallas?
No, on the same level. I'll put them. They're the same team.
You can't be the same level. One is one.
Well, they're the same.
Basically,
the reason why
it's 1 through. That's why they have numbers. You have to give them a number. Assign them a number.
That's fine. Okay, you can put Minnesota at number 7 and Dallas.
And Dallas number 8.
I don't care.
And then move up Baltimore, and you already
moved
Baltimore, but also move Houston.
Houston's
up,
above
Kansas City down. Now here's a valid point. Where should Kansas City go? Because the next team on the list is Buffalo.
Kansas City should not be on the top 15.
I think they should be probably at least 12.
No. I think they should be 12.
Kansas City should be 12.
Indy
just because of the offense.
Indy outperformed Kansas City.
Well, I'm saying 12. That shifts them up.
Carolina with Kyle.
So you would put them outside of the 15. Kansas City outside of the 15?
I would say put them at 15. Chicago's not better than Kansas City.
Wow.
All right.
Kendall?
All right. I just want to say one thing first and foremost. We're at 8th week now. We're at 8 weeks.
8 weeks is tomorrow.
Right.
Here's what you're looking at.
Okay.
From here on
Not
down.
looking at first. We got to know that all the kinks by now should be worked out with all the
No,
teams.
not till week 9.
But with the injuries that have occurred and are still
That
ongoing,
those curveballs,
and
but that should be expected.
We got some people that's coming back now.
But all these teams have injuries.
Yeah.
They're still performing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Now, looking at this as a current power ranking,
You're going from Seattle to
I want to
Baltimore.
say the way the stats are, or the way it sits right now, I think it's where it should be.
So you're saying Seattle stays at 6, Dallas stays at 7?
Yes.
Kansas City stays at 8, Houston stays at 9, Baltimore stays
You're
at
saying
10.
Kansas City outperformed Houston,
I would like to
Indy,
see
and
Kansas
Baltimore?
City higher, but
Don't go fan base.
We have to go right now.
Right now.
Right now. Because now Mahomes is out. The
I would
defense
like
is
to see
definitely non-existent.
Kansas City number 5.
You would like to see them. We talking about where they should be.
Right now.
Where I believe they should be is number 5 or number 4.
Okay.
Oh,
John?
okay. I'm going to go way different on this one. Houston should either be 8 or 9 because they lost to Baltimore, Indianapolis. But they beat Kansas City. Kansas City drops to 12.
Or lower.
Or lower. I will say that. Dallas, you beat the Eagles badly. You beat the shit out.
Well,
of them.
that was a statement win.
That was a statement win.
Statement win, and that was due to let's not. And this could be a topic later.
The Jets.
They lost to the Jets, and
they had a chip on their shoulder. They had a chip on their shoulder. But I'm a
gentlemen.
I'm gonna
it
jump
was
one up.
partly due to the Jets loss, and also due to that commentary by Doug Peterson, the head coach of the Eagles,
making a statement that he stayed.
Because they had something to prove too in that game.
But I'll say this here about Baltimore: you beat the Seattle Seahawks, you're above the Seattle Seahawks. Kansas City is behind Houston and Baltimore, but Baltimore and the Colts are ahead of Houston. So I'm thinking Houston should be 8, Baltimore should be 7, Baltimore should be 6, Seattle should be 7, then Indianapolis, Houston, Buffalo, and then Indianapolis up there.
Yeah.
And everybody else is just whatever.
And obviously, we kind of got a little chaotic there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think that even though I don't know who really judges these, but there's definitely an argument to bring Baltimore up higher than number 10 and Buffalo being number 11.
Buffalo and Baltimore should be
Indy
in the
at
top
number
10.
12. I mean, look, I understand Patrick Mahomes, and they've done some great things, even though they don't have a defense. They're going to be struggling over these next few weeks. So Kansas City right now, without Patrick Mahomes, needs to drop to at least 12, if not lower.
They should not be 8 right now. That's all.
Yeah, they should be out of the top 10.
If you drop them down to 12 and you move everybody else up, it's still good.
And with Carolina winning the last 4 with the rookie
with the backup quarterback
Kyle Allen doing a great job, and McCaffrey coming through, keeping that running game solid.
But I tell you
Carolina
right now,
deserves to be higher than 13.
I'm gonna say this here right now. Kyle Allen can go start for somebody right now. He can go.
He's starting.
No. When he leaves, if they say we're gonna bring Cam Newton back,
they're actually talking about moving
Cam Newton.
Yeah, they're talking about moving.
This is Kyle Allen's team. Cam Newton might as well go to Miami.
So we definitely spent way too many time.
Okay,
way too much time on the power
Let's get to the
rankings. Next one is what do you guys think about this commentary on Brady's exit? I mean, I get it. There's some circumstantial evidence here. But
I'm gonna point to the Brady fan.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get you on it, but let's use you last.
And face the camera when you talk, bro, because they need to see your face when you saying the stuff you say.
The commentary that they're bringing forth is that Brady's already put his house on the market. So is his trainer, and he does not have his usual contract extension. So those 3 key points definitely does describe something maybe going on in the land of Belichick
in Brady world.
So
is it an indication he's talking about leaving?
Well, that's the topic.
Or
is
retiring,
or
leaving,
or
retiring. Retiring.
So Kendall, what do you think? Is this an indication of him hanging up his hat, or do you think he wants to go somewhere else?
He doesn't want to go anywhere else. He wants to stay with his group and his team. And when you look at the Belichick Brady factor, yes, of course, definitely New England Patriots are unstoppable. When you break those 2 up, then what's going to happen?
Well, we'll definitely see who's who because we'll see if Brady's legit and worthy of his 7 titles, or is Belichick the mad genius that we all think he is?
What I'm going to say is this not a reason to antagonize you, but I'm going to do it. You just pulled a James moment. The question was, is this a sign of this man moving on, or is he retiring? You went through some, he want to stay with his group. You put your house up for sale, bro. You ain't trying to stay with your group. Either you're retiring or you thinking about going to do something else and so either tarnish your legacy or solidify your legacy. If you go somewhere else, you got to go somewhere else to where you're going to challenge the person that taught you everything. And that's solidifying your legacy.
And that depends on how far he makes it in the season, whether or not that team plays New England that year.
You can't sit here and say you can't sit here and say that he gonna stay with his team, but he put his house up for sale. Come on,
I'm definitely intrigued.
I wonder if it was a bluff though.
But I want to hear what Chuck. I
want
to hear what Chuck got to say.
You don't put up your house for sale on a bluff. I mean, look, from my point of view,
who cares? If I put my house up for sale, I'm getting the freak up out of there.
Anyway, forget them. I'm interested to see how this plays out this season because this is intriguing. But obviously, it's not affecting his play, and he is playing to the nth of his ability. Brady is on point. They went out and got a receiver for him in Mohamed Sanu. It's going to take a couple of weeks for them to get on point. But 3 weeks, mark my word, they're going to be a tandem that's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But I'm the one that's directing this.
I know.
Sit down. Sit.
Come on. I hate it when he does that. I hate it when he does that.
What do you have to say? The man of the hour.
So the true Brady fan, the true Patriot fan is going to pipe in on this. What are your thoughts?
All right, so we have a number of options or situations here. So honestly and truthfully, if you're asking me, he is leaving. He's going to leave.
Whoa!
So not go to another team. He's leaving.
No, he's going to another team.
You think he's going to another
Oh, so he's not retiring.
So not retiring.
He's not retiring.
He thinks he's going to another team.
I mean, you look at his performance. He got too much football left.
Yeah,
too much. I'm sorry, he got too much football left.
At the rate he's playing right now, I'd say 2 or 3 years.
2 more 3 years. Yeah, he's got it.
So he's going to be the oldest retiree.
The thing now,
quarterback.
The thing now is you have to understand Belichick. See, Belichick, even with, he said LT is the greatest player he's ever coached. The greatest. That's over Brady. And he even let that guy go. I'm sorry.
And he
left the team.
Isn't it Belichick, or was it somebody else that said it's better to let go of a player a year too early than a year too late? That's
Belichick's motto. So therefore, Belichick knows he got football in him. Mm-hmm. But the thing is the team Belichick has, the atmosphere Belichick has created cannot grow with Brady still there.
Yeah, and that's true. He's too much to a hit to the cap,
right?
To the because even though he's negotiated his contract sometimes,
right?
He's one of the top.
Because even if you franchise tag him, that's still what 12, 13 million I gotta eat.
Yep.
For him to be there,
so you can't bring anybody in. Anyway,
I can't bring anybody in
as long as he's here.
As long as you're here,
which is why they're trying to get Gronk for cheap. Which is why they're trying to get other people.
Think about it. I had Garoppolo and Brissett. I had your backups in place.
But I couldn't keep him.
Because somebody overrided me on that one.
Oh. Yep.
So, therefore, meaning now my backups are starting somewhere else. Yeah. They're starting somewhere else.
And they're doing well.
They could have been under here, under my cap.
You know, if you go back to Hoyer and Ryan and all
Hoyer and Mallet wasn't his decision. Those were McDaniel's decisions.
And as we've seen, they did not pan out.
Because even McDaniel's brought Tim Tebow there. Yeah. It didn't work out.
Nope.
Tim Tebow there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Right. But
that's why
when McDaniel's came back, Tim Tebow came.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? That was a McDaniel's project. But with Belichick, he brought in Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Because he knew Garoppolo knew quarterback play, so did Brissett.
So can I ask you a question with the speculation of Tom Brady leaving right now? Who's the backup quarterback in
Stidham?
Stidham.
Something like that. And he's good. He can run. In the preseason,
what we saw in the preseason,
he can throw and he can run.
What it boils down to is that, look, when it comes to Belichick, it's can he run my offense? That's what it comes down to. Then take a look at who he's had success with. He had success with the likes of Matt Castle, right? Brian Hoyer.
Yes, I forgot about
everybody that he has had as a backup to Brady has been able to run that offense.
But I've always said this: if you buy into Belichick's system, you will star. You will star. You will shine,
and you will
When
succeed.
you do not buy into that system, you are gone.
But to round up the Brady situation. So I personally think what they're doing is the reason why they give him an extension is so they can give him the option of what he wants to do with his football career. They're not going to take him, so it brings up like Brady's always said, his idol is Joe Montana, San Francisco.
Kansas City.
He could be a backup to Garoppolo, or he could be the starter.
No, wherever he goes, he's going to start.
On that cap.
Wherever he goes, he's going to start.
We're talking about Brady. Brady is
wherever he goes, he's going to start.
Brady is known for taking a hometown discount. He's known for that.
I think Chicago.
Not even Chicago. No, Brady's only going to play to what matters to him. He's going to play in the Bay. He's going to play. He's going to play somewhere in California. It's going to be L.A. Chargers. He could sit behind or start with Phillip Rivers. He can do that. He can very much do that.
I have to say this here, and this is just me.
I see what you're saying.
His ties are in California.
I
his house is in
that.
California.
I understand
all that stuff
is
California. He's going to play for
California. I think he will get one more beat up Belichick moment. You go get Brady with that Chicago defense.
He's not going to play for Chicago.
No,
I'm just saying. With Brady at quarterback, it's possible. You can't say it's not possible.
And it could be a bidding war. Let's not forget. I mean, take a look at what happened to Manning. Manning had the choice of places where he went.
Yeah.
So it's going to be something similar to that. And Manning went with the best place that gave him the free reign.
Colts.
Which was the Denver Broncos.
No, yeah.
Colts let him go. So
Brady's an emotional person, so he's gonna play what's on the heart. He's done everything. So he's not going to play for money.
I think Chicago.
Obviously, money's not the issue.
I think Chicago.
Well,
he's not going to play for money.
I think
so he's going to play what matters to him. He grew up as a 49er fan.
I see that.
But Garoppolo.
He's going. It doesn't matter.
Look, all right. So prediction: San Francisco. Look,
I don't
necessarily see that. I think that what Brady's going to look for is the best head coach, offensive coordinator tandem, along with the defense that's going to be able to get him number 7 if he doesn't get it this year. So. Look, definitely a topic to keep your eyes on to see what develops. But I think we spent too much time on this. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back here with part 2 in 5. All right, we're back. Granted, it was probably a little bit more than a 5-minute break, but you'll never know because we're going to edit it. And
he funny, y'all.
And we took a little bit of time out and we're watching the Astros Nationals game. Right now, the Houston Astros have a lead, and of course, being here, we're Houston.
Yes.
We're rooting for those Astros. Fans. Yep. Next topic that we're going to be discussing is Monday Night Football. Why haven't you flexed this game? Miami in Pittsburgh. Could we expect anything out of this game? I say no. We're going to go around and we're going to get some topic on this, as well as who we think should be in that spot on Monday night. Kendall, you're first.
All right. When you talk about the Dolphins and the Steelers, okay, this is two teams that have pretty much struggled the whole season so far. What they're looking at, of course, injuries, okay, how balanced the team is, how far along are they, new players coming in, veterans sitting where they're at, doing their thing. Okay, we shouldn't be focused on the Monday night game. Those two particular teams. As far as who I think should be there is most definitely the 49ers and Panthers. Panthers have shown a lot in the last few weeks coming up. Even games I've actually betted on that I thought they should have won that they actually did. And then games vice versa the situation. Of course, my team, 49ers, are still standing on top. Only the second team in the whole league currently undefeated. Had to put that one in there. But speeding up to close it out, I think they should overall be the Monday night.
I kind of like that, exactly. You have Kyle Allen, who's undefeated as a starter in Carolina.
Yeah.
An undefeated 49er team. That would be a good one. That's actually mine as well. John, who do you got?
I'm gonna go two teams. First team is my secondary team. That's the Green Bay Kansas City game. Reason I say Green Bay Kansas City game, can Aaron Rodgers follow up what he did last week against Kansas City in Kansas City?
Yeah, Kansas City's defense, as we know, is pretty much shattered. And I think Green Bay's gonna be able to. That is for entertainment value. True.
Now, my second and the one I really want to see to replace that game is the Texans versus the Raiders. Not because I'm a Texans fan. I want Derek Carr to finally show up.
Well, actually,
I really want him to show up, and I think it's time for him to step up. And I think Watson is gonna. If he steps up, Watson's gonna outplay him. The Texans will outplay them, but I think it'll be a better game overall as far as points and everything else that come into play.
Let's not forget, Oakland is coming off of 2 wins in the bye. I mean, they went into Indy and beat Indy in Indy.
And then Indy beat Houston. And then, remember that now.
And then they went to London to play the Chicago Bears and beat them in London. So
Bears.
We got Oakland coming off of 2 very distinct wins, coming off of bye and going to Houston.
They're coming to play in Houston. And this is why I say this is like a team that's hot right now and a team that's up and down going against each other, and the talent's there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a matter of both sides putting together and saying, I think it could be a fantastic game.
Even if it's a bad game, I still think it's a better game than the Miami-Pittsburgh.
Yes, exactly.
Who do you have on this?
I got Arizona and New Orleans.
I like that one too.
So the reason I got this one is you got Kyler Murray, he's the number 1 draft pick, and then you got Teddy Bridgewater, who took over for Drew Brees.
That's true.
You want to see them go head to head. They both have similar skill sets. They're both mobile quarterbacks. They can run outside the ball, but they can also throw in the pocket.
And Drew Brees, there's argument where they're going to keep Teddy Bridgewater in. They don't need to.
That's something that we never touched on, but it's something that has to come to play in this. But I would say I would agree with you on this one for the simple fact that Arizona, while they got Kyler Murray is doing his thing, their running game has stepped up so significantly. It is retarded.
I think, and I'm going to throw it out there, that New Orleans defense is legit. And they are solid.
For the first time, New Orleans has a defense they could be proud of.
So on that note, this is a good test for Kyler Murray to see what he's made of.
But it's also a good test for Teddy Bridgewater.
That's true.
It's also because they can keep up offensively. They can keep up.
Well, yeah, if a couple of miscues, that defense could give up some big plays.
Yes,
so you never know. I don't know what the NFL is thinking here. I mean, we saw this kind of matchup like 2 weeks ago with Ben Roethlisberger out and Rudolph
stepping in.
Concussion protocol. He might be back on Monday night. We don't know yet. I think it's still questionable. And granted, they got Fitzpatrick in there last week to make a little bit of a comeback against the Redskins, but
at the end of the day, it's still Miami. It's still Miami. They gave up everybody away.
We have not seen anything.
They have some names, but they don't have players. They don't have a team concept. And at the end of the day, is this a game you really want to see on Monday night?
Yeah.
No.
That's what we're asking. That's what we're asking y'all to say.
We gave 4 better games right off the bat, and I can even look here and come up with a couple more.
And I think you guys can come up with better games.
Yeah, so I would like to hear who would you rather see on Monday night than Miami at Pittsburgh? Because I even Philadelphia at Buffalo.
That's one I really want to see. I want to see that on Monday night because Buffalo is playing outstanding football and Philadelphia need to catch up to the Cowboys, so they desperate. I think that's going to be a no-win, no-bars hold game. And that should be on Monday night.
And 2 teams that are struggling right now that are playing this week that need a win on both sides are Chargers at Chicago.
And they're playing each other. And that's another game that should be on Monday night.
Or at least considered for the flex. And they haven't done it yet. That makes me wonder what's going on.
Oh, yeah. Well, they got the minor leagues of football coming out
XFL?
sooner than later. So we'll see how that plays out.
I was hoping he was not going to do that, y'all. For a job. I got to say this. I was hoping he wasn't going to do this, but he did it. I'm not finna bring them up in here. I'm not going to say their name, but y'all know who we're talking about.
Until the XFL gets started.
God damn it, Josh, you said
that. We did. Until they get started, we're going to clown because we don't know what it's going to be.
Everyone keep that in the back of their mind, too. Minor leagues of football.
And granted, that was just a quick take, and we apologize for not being able to fit it in with the other one. Who knows? Maybe we can edit it together. We're going to close this out with that motivated Dallas win over Philly. Woo! That was a statement win.
Yeah.
They had some motivation there.
Can I say this? Pay that man. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan. Pay that man.
No. Because he's not even worth the deal that they offered him.
Yeah.
He's not worth even.
Pay that man.
He's not even worth 50.
You can say whatever you want. Pay that man.
We can debate that later. What I do want to hear from everybody is the motivation. Can they
so much.
Can they keep it going? Because look, we're barely halfway through. They've got a long stretch here. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to play Philly again. Yeah. They're going to have to play the Giants again, who are doing better. And even Washington Redskins may rise up just to punch them in the mouth.
Hold on. So you just said something that right now. Hold on. You just said something. I'm going to steal your thunder on this one. You just said the Washington Redskins might rise up. Get the
just to be a thorn in the side.
Okay, they can do that, but they're not going to rise up.
Anyway, so we're going to start over here with Chuck. What do you think? Do you think Dallas can?
No.
Because obviously they need external motivation because
yes, they do.
They got beat by the Jets.
They got horribly beat by Jets.
But they horribly destroyed the motherfucking
because
Eagles.
Philly shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
If Doug Moreau never said anything, Dallas would have went on with another loss.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You can say whatever you want. The performance on the field was suspect from jump.
Okay,
it ain't got nothing to do with what you saying.
That's just like Baker Mayfield and them. So whenever somebody's not attacking him,
I'm sorry, we're not talking about Baker Mayfield.
I'm just talking. Use the similarities, the analogies.
He's using
what I'm saying is
side by side.
When people start attacking him in the media, boom, Baker has a good game. But then as soon as people stop talking about him, hey Baker, you're doing good. Crap.
And I'm gonna say it
That's
again.
just what it
We're
is.
not talking about
It's
making
Dallas
we
is the
talking
same
about
thing.
Dallas and Philadelphia.
Okay, but
Same
I
thing.
can at least follow his analogy.
I get his analogy.
Okay,
I'm just saying,
then stop
come on.
picking.
But what
on
I'm
him,
saying
man.
is
pick on
Dallas-
Chuck.
Dallas
I
is-
love- I love Chuck. I got
Dallas is not going to maintain this.
You're causing us to go longer.
Dallas
Calm
is
down.
not going to maintain this all the way through because Dallas is an up and down is another up and down team. They're the up and down team in the NFC.
Yep.
They're I'm not going to say the Texans. The Texans is way better.
Yeah, they're definitely more.
They're way
They're
better.
more
on
consistent.
They're way
paper,
better.
but
Yeah,
they still up and
They're
down.
way better. They're more consistent than
They're
Dallas.
still more consistent than
Because
Dallas, exactly.
even with Deshaun Watson's O-line issues, he doesn't have the best O-line in the league. But yet, look at what he's doing. He's doing better, game-wise than Dak. Dak has to have O-line. He has to have a top receiver. He has to have a top running back. He has to have a top... to just do what he does.
And let's and
That
talk
doesn't make
about
any sense.
talk about perfect culmination. Because look, they actually got Tyrone back for the offensive line.
Exactly.
Zeke was actually having a decent running game,
And they won the game.
and they were able
Sean
to.
Lee
Actually
showed
won.
up on defense. Yeah.
So
They're
everybody
evening
has to
out.
But hold on. But I will say this here: the difference is, if you're gonna talk Texans and Cowboys, I don't want to talk
Oh.
about that. What I want to talk about is
That would be
Dallas
nice to see, though.
is not consistent either. You
No.
won 3 mediocre games, then you went on a three game skid, and you lost to the Jets, and then you came back and you beat the crap out of the Eagles, who guaranteed. But they have done the same thing you have done. So to me, like you said earlier before we were on camera, that division is still wide open. If
division?
Washington always decides to man up and to their potential, it could be a 3-man race.
Well, Washington is never going to do that because of the upper management. Upper management
has already crippled them. I'm just saying
that's
if
not
the
gonna
player if the players decide to say, we're gonna go ahead and play, and so make that a 4-man run, because right now it's still not impossible for Washington to win this division. It's not. But it's going to take a miracle of God to do it.
for
But
Washington,
yeah, for Washington to win, it's a miracle of God.
I need to cut you off before you have your fifth. I'm
I'm gonna have my fifth.
Look, this is what I've seen out of Dallas. It's almost like a hurdle race.
Mm-hmm.
They had 3 easy games.
Easy wins.
They had Miami week 1,
Washington.
right? Washington. No, I'm sorry.
Washington
It
was
Giants week 1.
Washington was not supposed to be an easy win for them, but it was.
But it
turned
was.
out
Well, we figured that out
after the
after
game.
week 1.
Halftime during the game, we figured that out.
And so Giants, Washington, and then Miami. And by the time they got to Miami, you saw that Miami was not going to be anything.
Yep.
Then who did they have? A top defense in New Orleans, which we already knew from last year. Then they have Green Bay, who has significantly increased their defense.
And the offense was starting to click
was starting
under the new
to click.
management.
Yes.
And then, so those games were understandable.
Hold up. Don't go to
No,
don't
I'm
forget
gonna
about
go.
the third.
No,
one.
I'm getting to that one. So those 2 games were understandable.
Right.
The ones this is the one that shouldn't have won. The Jets, with a kid coming off of 4 weeks of mono.
Oh my God.
So he's coming off the couch and he lights you up. I mean, that was embarrassing.
Chuck, can you say something on this one? 'Cause I know you watched the game.
Dallas was destined to lose that game. I'm sorry.
Well, I
I was gonna
said,
say
Who'd you
Destin.
Who'd you
I
pick?
think they overlooked. I think they overlooked
Who did
the
I
Jets.
pick?
Yeah.
I picked Dallas
I think
because
they
the Jets.
overlooked-
No. The Jets were just bad.
I think Dallas
I mean, they
over-
lost. They lost.
I think
they lost
Dallas
Sam Darnold.
overlooked the Jets.
They lost the backup.
Now
The
you
guy
put you on the
Falcon
spot
or
either,
Falk,
but-
whatever. They lost him. Then they
they
lost
were on
the
the
third
third.
string.
Yeah, they were on their 4th string.
Then they were going through quarterbacks like crazy.
Those last 3
L.
games.
Bell was playing his butt off.
Those
but
last 3 games.
he was the
Dallas
only player
overlooked every
producing.
team.
And
They
this is
overlooked
and
every
the
team.
funny thing is that maybe this could have been seen coming because take a look at who the Jets played. They played Buffalo week 1, Cleveland week 2, New England week 3.
Oh, wow.
Then they have their bye week. Then they got beat by Philly because Sam Darnold wasn't back.
Yep.
And all of a sudden Sam Darnold comes back.
And-
Everybody's happy. Everybody's playing.
Right.
Everybody's playing for him. And they beat Dallas.
They beat Dallas.
They beat Dallas.
But
So
you know,
all I'm going to say, I'm going to end my segment or my point on this. We have not seen Jason Garrett motivate this team at all this year. I don't think he's been able to get him up at all.
I'm gonna say this here: did Jason Garrett motivate them last year?
Well, I
Or
think
the
at
year
least,
before that? I've
Okay,
never
but
seen
then-
this man motivate anybody.
But
I think
there's
these
gotta be
guys over there
something-
playing for themselves.
but John, there's got to be something that's going on because last year they played with motivation.
Well,
this year you don't see it.
That's because they see the promise and potential in themselves. Because Jason Garrett is not how to put it. He's not a Bill Belichick or even a Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll can motivate his team to win, and you can see that on the sideline. Like when Dallas was getting beat by the Jets, he had no answer for anything.
He's not anyone of the hardballs
anything.
They
ran through that. Greg Williams' defense just ran through them.
Yep.
So when he runs into Wade Phillips' defense, how he gonna handle that?
They're gonna do the same thing because the last play of the game with the Jason Witten throw, he did a zero all-out blitz. Jason Witten, really? Of course they're gonna put the safety on him. You got all these other players to throw to. Hell, you could have had Zeke go out on a bootleg or something.
And would have got something.
I forget. Was Amari Cooper back for that game?
I got to give you credit on that one.
Was Amari Cooper back for that game, or was he back for this game?
He was back for that game.
I think he was back for that game.
Yeah,
he was back for that game.
And
you could have him slant something. You do it to Jason Witten. They know Jason Witten is the veteran of the team. I'm gonna cover him.
I don't know unless there's somebody who wants to.
All right. When it comes to Dallas, they definitely got my vote because they are a Texas team. Dallas is once again. We have to put it out there, and I will keep it condensed. They are the highest paid football team in the NFL, but you have to keep in mind that you have other teams that are just as good as Dallas. Dallas can't keep that record forever. Let someone else have it. Dallas's problem right now, are they hungry enough to eat of the apple?
I would agree. Yeah, and now we saw it this 1 week out of 7.
You showed up
1 week.
Yeah. Can you show up the next week?
Because somebody gave them the motivation.
Can you show up the next week without that?
If that head coach, if Doug Moreau never said anything, they lost that game. I guarantee that.
I do want to comment on Jason Garrett. There should not be people out there starting a GoFundMe page to raise money to get him out of the shit. Jason Garrett's solid. Jason Garrett, he's a cool guy.
Well, hey, this is our comedy moment for the this is our comedy moment for the hour right here.
It's ironic that shit's actually going on. Like, no shit. Now y'all don't have belief in the coaches because Jason Garrett's done a lot for the team. Right. Jerry Jones is back there. Appreciate you, man. That's why we pay you, buddy.
All right.
And that's exactly what happens.
And that might be true. I mean, that was a little underhanded. It was unnecessary.
Hold on, I'm going to say this here. You are no longer allowed to speak ever. Go ahead, John.
But no. So, look, this win, significant win over Philly. And I hope that they gives them some motivation internally because obviously they need something. Look, this is your stretch, Dallas, and Dallas fans.
Oh, yeah.
You have a bye week this week.
He said,
I know. It's shuddering. You have a bye week this week.
You gave a little bit of hope.
Guys,
let's get on that.
Bye week. Bye week this week. Now, this is your remaining schedule. At the Giants. Then you come home to Dallasville and host the Minnesota Vikings.
Like that.
You're going to lose that game.
Then you go to Detroit.
You're going to win that game.
Then you go to New England.
You're going to lose that game.
Then you come home and host the Buffalo Bills.
And you're going to lose that game.
We're in 12 weeks now, people.
That's week 13.
13, same thing almost.
Then you go to Chicago. They're going to win that game.
Yeah, probably. Because Trubinsky still ain't going to show up. Trubinsky still ain't going to show up.
That's a lot of weeks.
Week 15, you come home and host the Rams. Yes.
Never mind. They said nothing on that one.
Next week after that.
And they end their season, regular season, at Philly, rematch from this week, and host Washington Redskins in week 17. Now, as we've all seen, sometimes those week 17 games can be pretty decent upsets because you're not playing for anything.
And Washington's gonna be mad because they see it's gonna be trash no matter what. Yeah, so. They might leave the last 2 games. Philly already pissed off.
Yeah.
And then you going to Washington.
All right. So to wrap this up, I mean,
Dallas Cowboy fans, pick your wins, pick your battles.
This is not even to the fans. This is to Dallas. Like you have the components, and you have the ability to put the components together. But for some reason, you are lacking the motivation that you guys played with last year. And you need to find it internally. You shouldn't depend upon somebody calling you out, especially a head coach or another player. I mean, you wait till then. Now, granted, I understand this might be just a perception thing because all the elements came together. You got your offensive lineman back. You got Amari Cooper back the week before. But still, it's still a little suspect. And you're going into your bye, and then out of the bye, you got to hit the ground running. If you don't hit the ground running against those opponents right off the bat, you have an uphill battle. If you want to make the playoffs,
you got to start.
You got to find the fire.
You got to start fighting.
Yeah.
You got to start fighting for each other. You got to start fighting and put your legacy down right now, right here, right now.
This is your chance.
And I'm not even a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I'm gonna say it like this: real talk, real simple. You guys have the talent to do whatever you need to do, but you gotta put it together. Yeah. You gotta believe in the system that you're in and work with it. Until you do that, y'all gonna make the playoffs probably, but you're gonna get knocked out right away.
Well, right now this win does put them in a contention. We still have the Giants that are making some waves. Philly could still come back. They're only a game behind.
Yep.
So this is yours to lose, Dallas. Find your inner motivation and use it. Because everybody's rooting against you.
But we in Texas, we rooting for you.
No.
As long as you're behind the Texans.
No.
That's me. That's just me.
No.
All right, so those
gentlemen, what's the best thing out of Dallas, Texas?
Nothing.
45 South?
Earl Campbell.
You said Dallas.
Oh, that's Tyler.
You said
Texas.
the best thing out of Dallas.
I said Tyler.
What's the
nothing
best thing
good
out
out
of
of
Dallas,
Dallas.
Texas since everyone watching?
Nothing good. The good comes from Dallas.
45 South is the best thing.
I-20. I-20.
Hey, look.
Going to Houston.
Last call here.
that one out.
Hey,
Stop.
Last call. Those are the points that I wanted to got. I think you want to make a nice mention before we cut out?
I got one more nice
Of
mention.
course
Teddy
you
Bridgewater, New Orleans Saints quarterback right now.
He's doing good.
Drew Brees, that's his team. You are doing your thing.
Yes, he is.
Keep doing what you're doing. Either you're going to run this team when he retire or you're going to go somewhere and prosper, but keep doing what you're doing.
I believe that.
Exactly. Great job. I don't even know why there's a debate on whether or not to put Breeze in. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is your last game before a bye week? Yes. Start Teddy Bridgewater. Give Breeze 2 more weeks. Come back healthy. Yep. And then he can tackle.
Save him for the
What
playoffs.
is it? We saw, 3? Yep. 3 straight division games coming off of a bye. And that's
two of them Bridgewater can win by himself. It's only one of them that's close. It's only one that's close.
I think Tampa Bay might give him a run for the money.
And that's the one that's close.
I think Carolina too.
We got to think one
idea. No, I think Teddy Bridgewater can beat Carolina. I think Tampa Bay because
thank you for joining us.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll get you guys again in a couple of weeks. And definitely stay tuned because we have a big cap of the first half of the season.
Week 9, we got something before week 9 games. We're gonna have one for you.
It's gonna be a big episode,
and we're gonna have all the commentators. We're gonna have 6 commentators sitting at this table telling their place
maybe
how they gonna
six,
do it.
But everybody's piping in, and it's gonna be a big episode. We're gonna dedicate probably 15 minutes per division. Covering the first half of the week and projections of where we think it's going.
And can I say this here? One last thing. I really want to cap off in the week 9 commentary. We really going to touch on the New England Patriots division.
Why?
The AFC period.
Why?
And the NFC.
Who cares about the
NFC West?
AFC is the Patriots.
NFC West.
There's
only one team in the AFC.
And now we're playing baseball right now.